everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today, we are here to do the Aries weekly forecast for March the 6th through the 12th, 2022. We are going to be using a Geomantic shield spread. I tell you guys what. I have found that I've done a lot of divination in my day, used a lot of different systems. And I have to say, Geomancy is probably my very favorite. You have 12 houses. It gives a whole lot of information. All right, so instead of rambling on, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start over here. Oh, I do want to say, if you would like your own personal and more in-depth geomancy reading, you can go to the link in the description box below. All right, got that all out of the way. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start here with the mothers. Okay, Spirit. Aries for March the 6th through the 12th. Aries for March the 6th through the 12th. Okay. Now it does take a few minutes to come up with all of the figures and place them in the chart. So what we'll do is I'll go ahead, cut over to commercial, and then we'll come back and do our reading. All right.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. I would like to say thank you for viewing my video, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and click on the little bell so that you'll receive notifications of when I go live or upload new videos. I do try to stay pretty busy here on my channel. I do all 12 zodiac signs for the monthly tarot scopes. On Sundays, we have Conjure Crew with myself, Mambo Tanya, and the Black Bonnet Witch. On Mondays, I upload the weekly forecast. Every day, I do a card of the day reveal. On Wednesdays, we have the virtual book club. We are currently reading the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. It has been so much fun following Richard and Kaylin on their adventures, so you are definitely going to want to join us for that. I also pop on from time to time and do free readings, so make sure you get my notifications by clicking that little bell. Oh, and by the way, did you know that you can get your monthly tarot scope up to 2 weeks before the general public? Oh yes, check out my Patreon for details. I will drop a link in the description box below. Alright, I feel that I have rambled on long enough. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Okay. So we're going to start up here with house number 1. Now, I'll be honest with you, the first house in a regular reading, a personal reading for yourself, for whatever question you ask, the first house represents you. However, since this is a weekly forecast, the first house represents how the week is going to start off. Now, in this house, we have the dragon's head. The dragon's head is all about new beginnings and new possibilities. If you look here, you see this doorway. We'll call this a doorway. And you have footprints leading up to the door. So there's a lot going on at the beginning of the week, a lot of new things getting started, a lot of changes being made, a ton of possibilities here. So that's very, very good. We always want to start the week off on a positive note. Now, we're going to move over here to house number 2. This is our money house. And in this house, we have acquisitio. Acquisitio is all about gain. It's success, it's profit and gain. What you want is within your grasp. Okay, so that's telling me with the week starting off with new possibilities, new beginnings, the money's there. Okay? The money's the money's there. All you got to do is reach out and take it. Okay? It's there for the taking. You've got new streams of income coming in. You've got I think you've got money coming in from these new beginnings over here. You've started something new this week, and this money is stable. Okay, this is not just something temporary. This money's stable. As long as you keep up doing whatever it is that you started, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep that momentum going. Keep that money flowing. All right, we keep moving. We're going over here to house number 3. This is the house of our immediate surroundings, like travel within 200 miles. It's your siblings, it's your neighbors, it's, those closest to you. And you have the dragon's head again. So whatever this is over here, these new beginnings, they take place where you're at. You don't have to go somewhere else or work from a foreign country or whatever. These new beginnings are right here in your own backyard. Okay. Also, with it having to do with siblings and neighbors, this may be time to rekindle a friendship, make up, try to not, you can't really make up for lost time, but maybe soothe past wounds and start over, because you do have these new beginnings here. So that is a good time. Maybe you need some reconciliation with your neighbors and your siblings, those closest to you. And even siblings are not always blood related. That could be your tribe. So, because they are what you would consider your immediate surroundings. All right, now we're going to move over here to house number 4. This is a house of land, such as the city you live in, the building you live in, things like that. It could be about moving as well. And, we're going to have 1 million views to this video. Each and every one of you came here with a question in your mind. I don't know what those questions are. Don't have time to answer 1 million questions a week. But if your question has to do with your father or a father figure, this is the house you want to look at. And in this house, we have Amicio. Now, Amicio is traditionally unfavorable. It's about loss, things going away. If you were planning on a move, now is not the time to do it, at least not this week. You could be, as far as with the city and the building that you live in, you could be having problems with appliances, things to do with your house, maybe the plumbing, maybe, the washer quit or whatever. But there's some kind of loss here in your house, and not a good time to move. It could be that there's a rift between you and your father here, and that's what this loss is. So I was going to say that, I was going to repeat that this is traditionally unfavorable. So if you were asking about a question about your father, the answer would be most likely no. Okay, let's keep going. We have house number 5. This is our house of crops, children, and pleasure. Now, crops, you're like, well, I'm not a damn farmer. Well, yeah, true, but geomancy is a very, very ancient system. It is old as dirt, literally old as dirt. In fact, back in the day when they first started, or first records of geomancy being done, it was done actually by taking a stick and putting dots in the dirt. That's how old it was. So back in the day, crops were a big deal. You had a lot riding on your crops every year. But if you think of it in modern day terms, think of it as planting a seed. Whether that seed is an idea, that seed is a business, that seed is, trying to manifest a lover or manifest whatever, you planted those seeds. You've watered those seeds, you've nurtured those seeds, made sure it had plenty of food and sunshine, and you've watched those seeds bloom into full bloom so that you can finally harvest them. That is your crop. Okay, so with that being said, and also it being the house of child and pleasure, this is also the house of fertility and pregnancy. So just keep that in mind if that's what you were wondering about when you came to this video. Now, in this house, we have Tristitia. And Tristitia, if you look at it, is a downward pointing arrow. This is sorrow. This is a downward movement. It's lowered spirits, lowered vitality, lowered expectations. In fact, it can be very stabilizing and feeling like you're stuck. So if you're wondering if you're going to get pregnant right now, the chances are lower. This particular week. Also, if you have a partner or a friend with benefits, the activity in the bedroom may be a little bit lower this week. As far as child, if you're dealing with kids in your house, your expectations of them may as well be lowered this week because they are just not going to cooperate. Okay. All right, moving on. House number 6. This is the house of people, pets, and illness. And here we have the dragon's tail. And this is the same concept. If this was the door, these are footprints walking out the door. Okay, that's something going away. Something has been completed. It's coming to an end. It's letting go of the past, moving forward. And this is a very good figure for this particular house. Well, other than the people part. Okay, so you may be walking away from some people. There may have been some toxic people in your life, and you've been friends with them a long time, and you stayed friends with them out of a sense of loyalty. But in reality, they really are toxic, and you finally decide to walk away. Because we can't have all that toxicity in our lives. Pets, you may be walking away from an adoption. You may change your mind. If you've been fostering pets, someone may adopt a pet, and therefore it's kind of like you're walking away from being that pet's caretaker. Illnesses. Hell yeah, we want to walk away from illnesses. We want to leave that shit behind. Okay, so you got some kind of emotional things going on here in house number 6. All right, we want to keep moving over to house number 7. This is a house of partners, contracts, sometimes even conflict. I tend to call this the house of romance. And in this house, we have Puella. Now, Puella is harmony. It's happiness. Sometimes, hey, we're human, right? And so we're all going to piss each other off from time to time. But it's just little things. For the most part, it's harmony and happiness here in your romance house of partners. This could be, a business partner. This could be your spouse. This could be your friend with benefits. This could be, some sort of partner. It could be a roommate, could be with your boss, because there are contracts here as well. could be buying something. Everything right now, though, seems to be in harmony, which is quite in contrast with. But you know what? Relationships are not based solely on sex. So if there's a little lull in the bedroom, that's okay because everything is still good over here in the romance house. Don't worry about it. All right. So we keep moving. We're going over to house number 8. This is the house of death, ghost, magic, and cycles. Now, death and ghost, we can also call our ancestors. Magic, this is magic done by you, work that you are doing. Cycles, that is what I tend to refer to as chapters in the book of life. You go through one chapter, you close that chapter, you start the new chapter. Those chapters are cycles in your life. And what do we have here? We have dragon's tail. So really, with dragon's tail being here, that has a lot of emphasis on this cycles here because it is letting go of the past so that you can move on, so that you can move forward. Also, if you've been doing root work, magic, some kind of ritual, some kind of work, that work has come to completion. It's good now, okay? It's complete. You don't have to keep stressing on it. The work is done. Have faith. And don't tell anybody what you're doing. Ancestors. With this being an ending, it may be that you're adding to your ancestors. Okay. It could also be the ending of death. If you've already had, say, 1, 2, 3, bam, deaths around you, that could be the ending of that death cycle as well. If you have been haunted by ghosts, by spirits, that haunting is over. Okay, it's coming to an end. All right, let's keep going. House number 9. Now, this is a house of travel, travel over 200 miles. It is also the house of spirituality and the house of divination. Now, in this house, you got Albus. And Albus, really, to me, when I think of Albus, I think of that white light at the end of the tunnel. You know, that heavenly light is so bright, it's so pure, so warm, inviting, and comforting. Albus, that to me is Albus because Albus is peace, it's wisdom, it's purity. Um, Sometimes, you know, at the end of that light, in movies anyway, you see someone, one of your ancestors, there to meet you and guide you on up into heaven or to hell or wherever you're going to go, or if you even believe in that. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes that light is help from others. So you may see that light in someone else because you need that help. Also, this is a time of quiet progress. You're in this state of mind that it's just peaceful, so peaceful. This is also beginnings here. So, if you are planning on traveling over 200 miles, it should be a peaceful trip. If you are converting or initiating into a spirituality, it should be a peaceful and comfortable transition. Divination should become more comfortable for you as you go along. Now, moving on to house number 10. This is the house of career and reputation. Going back up here to the house of our father, where I was saying if you've come in to watch this video with a question about your father, that would be the house you look for. And this house, it would be for your mother. So if you have questions about your mother, this is your answer. Now, the figure that we have here is Pur. Now, Pur is a masculine energy. It is very passionate. It is forceful. It is seeking, and it is a sudden change. This is transformation that happens quickly. But like I said, if you're asking about your mother, there may be a sudden change with your mother. Also, it could be that your mother is being affected by a masculine energy. Okay. And I do want to point out that Pur is traditionally unfavorable. So if you had a yes or no question regarding your career, reputation, or your mother, the answer would probably be not likely. Um, with with all of that being said, um, the transformation, the sudden change, things like that, could be a hit or a boost to your career or reputation. You may be getting a promotion out of nowhere that you weren't expecting. On the flip side, you could also be, let go, or your hours being cut. Whatever this change is, it's going to happen suddenly and like forceful. It's going to be like a whack, you know. All right, let's keep going. House number 11. This is the house of friends, help from friends, hopes and wishes, and that unspoken question. If your question that you came to this video looking for the answer to has not already been answered in any of the other houses, this is the house to look at for you. All right. Now, in this house, the figure that we have is Via. Here's something else I want to point out. You see how there are 4 single dots here for Via, and over here I have a line. Now, traditionally, it would not be a line. It would be 2 dots, 1 dot here, 1 dot here. But I draw a line. I digress. That's what I do. The single dots are active energy. The double dots or line is passive energy. So if you look here, this is fire. This is air, this is water, and this is earth. Or if you wanted to know how I got my figures, this is fire, this is air, this is water, and this is earth. Whoa, I'm not touching those. That's cool. Anyway, so in all 4 elements, you have a lot of active energy going on here. I try to explain it like, when you go outside and you're standing near the power lines, you can actually hear them crackle. That's what Via is like. It's like this electric crackling energy that's just busy, 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 and you can actually hear it crackle. It to me, when I see it, it's white and it's got like these blue sparkly things because from the crackles. This is a very, very busy energy here. It's change. It's in constant change, in flux. It continues flowing. It flows and flows and flows and flows, but it's in constant. It's just like static, but flowing static. I know that doesn't make any sense, but if you could see what's in my mind, you would understand. Anyway, with all of this energy and this flow going on here and this change in all the different elements going on, Via is ruled by the moon. So that is telling us that while everything around you seems to be like in chaos, you need to use your intuition. You need to really, really take a moment, breathe, and use your own intuition. Kind of, if you could put a bubble around yourself so that all of this chaotic energy here is on the other side of your bubble, so it gives you time to reflect and intuit your own decisions because there's so much going on around you. All right, so let's keep going. House number 12. This is our house of restrictions, debt, and secrets. Now, restrictions could be taboos, and secrets could be rumors, and we all know what debt is, all right? We ain't going there. In this house, we got acquisitio. If you remember, we also had acquisitio in our house of money. So money's coming in. Acquisitio is about gain. All right. So with this also being in the house of debts and restrictions, it looks like the more money that you have coming in, the more money you have going out. So you want to watch your spending, or you will rack up those debts because you are gaining debts here. You could be initiating into a house, not gonna lie, because like I said, restrictions could be taboos. Okay, so if you are initiating into a house, of course you're going to gain taboos. But as far as debts, secrets, and rumors, you're gaining those. So just keep an eye on that, on your spending. Who you surround yourself with is really important as far as the rumors are concerned. And make a budget. Just keep it. I really want you to keep an eye on this one here, because just because you have more money coming in, I know you do not have to tell me. I am a Leo 100%. I know that it takes money to make money, but don't spend unnecessarily. Don't rack up more debt, okay? All right. So now, if you were getting a personal reading, the way that a geomantic shield spread is set up is like a courtroom. You have 12 houses. These would be the 12 jurors. You would come down, you would have a first witness, a second witness, and you would have the judge and the judge's answer. Then you have the effects of the ruling or sentence and all that stuff, and then how it affects you and your question between the whatever it was. However, we're not doing a regular reading. We're not answering a specific question at this time. We are doing a weekly forecast. So we are going to use the first witness as the past, the judge as the present, and the second witness as the future. All right, so in the past, you have Via. That's that chaotic energy. That's everything just buzzing and crackling and popping around you. Okay, you've had a lot of that. So really being able to start the week off with new beginnings is excellent for you. It really is, because you've had a lot of stuff going on. All right, so in the present, we are in acquisitio. Now, as you saw, we have gained in both our money and in our debts. So overall, this week is going to be about gain. So whether that's a pardon me, whether that's a good gain or a bad gain depends on the house. Now, before I get to, hold on, let me take a drink. Sorry, my throat's getting a little of that Via energy in it itself. Before I get to the future figure, I'd like to explain something to you. When you watch a reading or you purchase a reading, the purpose of that is so that you can see how things are going to go if you let things naturally flow. If you keep doing what you're doing, you don't change anything, no drastic changes, no, having psychotic moments, anything like that. If you just kind of just let it flow and keep doing the same thing that you're doing, this is what will happen. Okay. However, if you do not like this outcome, you have free will. You have the opportunity to manifest your own desires and future. If there is something in the 12 houses that you don't like, you have the free will to change that so that you can change this figure. You can change the future before it happens. That is completely up to you and is within your power. However, if you do like it, then just continue doing what you're doing and let things flow naturally. With all of that being said, that was my little disclaimer. The figure in our future is Amicio, and this is about loss. Loss, we went over all 12 houses. Loss, this would be about loss in general, as far as a future. And, as I was saying earlier in the reading, it's also about a sudden change. I do feel like this would be a very emotional loss. So, whatever it is up here that you're not liking, then you have the power to change it. Unless you're looking to lose something. If that's your goal, if that's what you want to manifest, is that loss, then by all means, yes. So if you had, okay, let's use, I hate to do this, but let's say COVID, all right? In the past, COVID's running rampant. It really is, all right? Then at present, it's still kind of going on, Not it's not running rampant like it was, but it is still kind of going on, because people are gaining sickness, and in the future that sickness could go away. In that scenario, that would be a very good outcome, depending on, like what I said earlier, and I've said multiple times. What were you looking to gain by watching this video to begin with? Okay, overall, I think it is a really good reading. There are some things, like I said, if you want to change, you are more than welcome to do that. You do have the power within yourself to do that. Um, if you do feel like this reading has helped you and that it would help someone else, please feel free to share this video. Sharing is caring. I do hope that it has helped you and will help lead you and guide you throughout the week. And I hope you all have a very amazing and fabulous week. Love you bunches. Bye bye.